Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday and happy Character Day for CRCS. I chose Pocahontas as my character because she's one of my favorite people throughout history and books, and she did a lot for the settlers when they came, and she really had to struggle. If you know the real story, she really had to struggle to survive, so she's one of my favorite people. Anyway, for today's book, I wanted to pick something Native American since I was Pocahontas today, and I actually am part Native American. This was one of my favorite stories when I was growing up. It's called Brother Eagle, Sister Sky. The paintings are by Susan Jeffers. And if we open it up, you can see the first painting. And it is a message from Chief Seattle. Okay, here we go. In a time so long ago that nearly all traces of it are lost in the prairie dust, an ancient people were a part of the land that we loved and called America. Living here for thousands of years, their children became the great Indian civilizations of the Chippewa, the Cherokee, the Navajo, the Iroquois, and the Sioux, along with many others. Then, white settlers from Europe began a bloody war against the Indians, and in the span of a single lifetime claimed all the Indians' land for themselves, allowing them only small tracts of land to live on. When the last of the Indian wars were drawing to a close, one of the bravest and most respectable chiefs of the Northwest nations, Chief Seattle, had sat at a white man's table to sign a paper presented by the new commissioner of the Indian Affairs for the territory. The government in Washington, D.C. wished to buy the lands of Chief Seattle's people. With a commanding presence and eyes that mirrored the great soul that lived within, the chief rose to speak to the gathering in a resounding voice. Indians. How can you buy the sky? Chief Seattle began. How can you own the rain and the wind? My mother told me every part of the earth is scared to our people. Every pine needle, every sandy shore, every mist in the dark woods, every meadow and a humming insect are all holy in the memory of our people. My father said to me, I know the sap that courses through the trees as I know the blood that flows through my veins. We are part of the earth, and it is part of us. The perfumed flowers are our sisters. Beautiful flowers. The bear, the deer, and the great eagle are our brothers. The rocky crest, the meadows, the ponies, all belong to the same family. The voice of my ancestors said to me, the shining water that moves in the streams and the rivers is not simply water, but the blood of your grandfather's grandfather. Each ghostly reflection in the clear waters of the lake tells of memories and the life of our people. The water's murmur is a voice of your great-great-grandmother. The rivers are our brothers. They quench our thirst. They carry our canoes. They feed our children. You must give to the rivers the kindness you would give to any brother. The voice of my grandfather said to me, the air is precious. It shares its spirit with all the life it supports. The wind that gave me my first breath also received my last sigh. You must keep the land and the air apart and scared, as a place where one can go to taste the wind that is sweetened by the meadow flowers. When the last red man and woman have vanished, with their wilderness and their memory is only the shadow of a cloud moving across the prairie, will all the shores and the forests still be here? Will there be any of the spirit of my people left? My ancestors said to me, this we know. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. Sorry guys, the pages are stuck together a little. There we go. The voice of my grandmother said to me, teach your children what you have been taught. The earth is our mother. That what befalls the earth befalls all the sons and daughters of the earth. Hear my voice and the voice of my ancestors, Chief Seattle said. The destiny of your people is a mystery to us. What will happen when the buffalo are all slaughtered? The wild horses tamed? What will happen when the secret corners of the forest are heavy with the scent of men? When the view of the ripe hills is blotted by talking wires? Where will the thicket be? Gone. Where will the eagle be? Gone. And what will happen when we say goodbye to the swift pony and the hunt? It will be the end of living and the beginning of survival. This we know. All things are connected, like the blood that unites us. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. We love this earth as a newborn loves its mother's heartbeat. If we sell you our land, care for it as we have cared for it. Hold it in your mind, the memory of the land as it was when you receive it. Preserve the land and the air and the rivers for your children's children, and love it as we have loved it. Okay, guys. The next part tells us the origin of the story. The origin of Chief Seattle's words were partly obscured by the mist of time. Some call his words a letter and some a speech. What is known is that Chief Seattle was a respected and peaceful leader of the Northwest Indian nations. In the mid-1850s, when the government of Washington, D.C. wanted to buy the lands of his exhausted and defeated people, he responded in his native tongue, with a natural eloquence stemming from his oral tradition. His words were transcribed by Dr. Henry A. Smith, who knew him well, and the transcription was interpreted and rewritten more than once in the century. Okay? So in this book, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he was really a real person, and this is a real statement of sorts that he said. It was a speech, and it was directed to our people, and it was a great message on how we need to take care of our earth. So I thought you guys would enjoy it as much as I did. I will show you, I forgot to show you the last painting. It's a beautiful painting of all the animals. I hope you enjoy. Have a good day.